Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into Ron's Recreations. Hey guys, welcome back to Ron's Recreations. I'm Ron, your host. Alright guys, now we're getting ready to do the final assembly of the inner roof skin, which is 3 pieces. We're going to be using this. It's a 2-part mix. This is 7 ounces, so use it sparingly because you're only going to have a thin layer on both pieces and it's going to squeeze out, so you don't want to waste it. Next, we're going to clean off the surfaces before we apply the adhesive with some lacquer thinner. Well guys, it's 8 o'clock on Sunday, just a little after 8, and the adhesive in this panel has now set in position for 24 hours. This particular adhesive from SEM says to let it set undisturbed for 24 hours. They say it's set in 4 hours, but what I did is I reinstalled it back into the cab, and I put a couple screws in this point, I put a couple up front, and then at the corners I put 2 on either side of the seam on both sides, so that this would dry in the correct position. Now my screw spacing, I did one side of the seam, other side of the seam, other side of the seam. I had a slight problem with lift after I adhered it. If you decide to do this, one thing I would recommend is move this screw in just a little bit closer to the seam, move this one in just a little closer to the seam, add a 4th screw here, because on the top panel that this gets glued to, that'll draw that seam in tighter and you won't have that uplift that I had. And for me to cure this on the fly, what I did is I ran a screw following the 4th screw on the seam at each screw set to draw that back flat. I was real careful here in the center because I did not want to puncture the roof, which I don't think that I did, but we're going to pull it out here in just a few minutes and we're going to see how the skin did, because now we'll have to clean and prep the cab and the skin to install the skin permanently now that the skin has been assembled. Well, let me know what you think, guys. We're making progress. This panel is almost ready. Once this is glued in and sets for 24 hours, we're ready to cut this one out. Stay tuned.